It's not really looking likely, Matthew, unfortunately. Great win for Louth. I suppose we do have to give them a lot of credit. Obviously, Jerry Brennan carrying on from Mickey Hart has been doing a very good job there, but certainly not a great day at the office for the Rebels.
Yeah, first and foremost, well done to Louth. Brilliant results. Jerry Brennan has definitely got the most out of this team. They're performing above themselves. Their atmosphere in RD was absolutely outstanding yesterday. The Louth folk were getting behind the team, and they were absolutely ecstatic with the win yesterday. And why wouldn't they be? It was a brilliant result for them. And what's positive for Louth is without yes, Samuel Roy is the main player, but he got 5 frees yesterday. He got none from play, and there was other lads that stepped up. Particularly their wing back Craig Lennon was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Kieran Keenan was very good at centre forward. I think I heard the Pro podcast, Dan Bannon's channel. Check it out if you haven't already. That was Kieran Keenan's first start in RD, I think it was. So brilliant game for him. Kieran Downey was brilliant as well as the two midfield man mountains in Conor Early and Tommy Durnan were brilliant as well. And just a brilliant result for Louth and a crucial result for them. Now we get to the bad points. What else can I say that hasn't already been said about this team? Look, what I will say, if we don't change up our tactics, if we don't have more, if we continue the way that we're going to play as we did against Donegal and Louth, we are getting relegated from Division 2. I'm saying this now. I'm being deadly serious. This was well done to Louth, but this was a terrible performance by Cork. Not that I don't think. I think the effort is there. I think the players care. I do think there's quality there. Mark Cronin's a very good player. Brian Hurley on his days, very good in fairness. Owen McSweeney and Chris O'Jones are our top scorers from play, 2-6 each between them in the first 2 games. But the problem is, and I've said this constantly on your 2 channels, every time we get to the 45-metre line, we hand pass the ball back. Every time we get up the attacking positions, we go backwards. Why? Like, what's the point of that? You look at Louth yesterday. I know it wasn't seen on League Sunday, but I'll explain with Louth. They got the ball, they turned it over inside their 45, and they broke with pace. Kieran Keane and Kieran Downey running up and down the field. They were absolutely outstanding at that. But with Cork, Owen McSweeney or Brian O'Driscoll would get the ball, no options up front, no option to shoot. We'll go back and hand pass it. And it's as well, Aaron, it's about using your brain. And not enough of these Cork players were using their head. And this isn't like wides or turnovers or anything like that. It's taking the opportunity on. Have a go off it. There was none of it yesterday. And as well as that, for the kickouts, and Kevin Kennedy explained this on your podcast last week, and why Cork didn't go short. This game epitomised that. Louth did the exact same as Donegal. They particularly did that in the second half. Manic press. Patrick Doyle decides to kick the ball short. You have a 2 and 4 situation. Louth have 4 players. Cork have 2 and Marchand and Patrick Doyle closing in on him. And he nearly got caught. Passes the ball to Colm O'Callaghan in the corner. He makes an error down the corner, fails to pick it up. Louth put more pressure on, turn over the ball, could have ended up in a 3rd goal in that second half. It was just, and the goals we could see were very, very sloppy as well. The first goal, you wouldn't believe this, lads, it was straight from a kick out. Louth pumped the ball, very good goalkeeper yesterday. I'm not sure off the top of my head what his name is, but he performed excellently. Kissed the ball straight down the middle. I think it was Tommy Durden catches the ball, passes it to Kieran Downey, runs in, back in the net. Too easy. The second goal, turnover, really, really costly turnover. Hand pass across the area, easy finish as well. And Louth could have got a 3rd goal, actually. Paul Matthews had a goal disallowed because of a powered square ball. To me, it didn't look like a square ball. So they could have 3 goals in the first half. As well as that, though, as bad as we were defending, we could have scored 5 goals yesterday. But for poor options in the shooting. And I think Danny O'Mahony had a chance, Brian Hurley had a chance, Chris O'Jones had a chance, but put it over the bar instead. We have to be more clinical in front of goal. It's as simple as that. And I just think the way we're playing at the moment, it doesn't look good. And I think John Cleary needs to fix up some things as well. And a few things didn't make sense as well. The fact that we have a free, I think, on the right-hand side, as suited for a left-footed kicker. But we put Brian Hurley on it, a right-footed kicker. What were you going to expect? What's Mark Cronin doing on the pitch if he's not going to take it free? It's really, really poor. And as well as that, one more thing. On holding the ball, we hit the ball in a period in the second half for 2.5 minutes. We then get a free. Brian Hurley puts the ball on the ground and kicks it short. This is between the 45 and the 20-metre line. This is a short free. And he drops the ball short. These opportunities, and Cork had an under 50% shot accuracy yesterday. Not good enough. Not good enough. And I think if we continue in this vein, we are going down. It's as simple as that. I think Meath and Kildare are really bad at the moment as well. But Cork, my God, we need to up our performance. We have Cavan in 2 weeks. If we don't win that game in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, we are down. It's as simple as that. We've Kildare, Páirc Uí Chaoimh, we've Fermanagh and Doherty. Those 3 games now are absolutely crucial for John Cleary's side.
Yeah, like, do you know what it is with Cork? Like, I think Cork are very well. Like, you're almost coached to play bigger teams, and I think that's why you've done very well. Like last year, like against Mayo, for example, you're able to turn them over because being very defensive like that works when you invite pressure onto you. And I think playing against Mayo, playing against Roscommon, where the emphasis was almost on them to play football, on them to attack you, it worked because you were able to hit them on the counter attack. And I think Cork seemed to just really favour being the underdog. But I think when its roles reversed a little bit, and like obviously I didn't see the game, so I don't really know like how Louth actually set up in the game. But if we're looking at how Louth played last year on the Mickey Hart, it would have been very similar to that of Cork. And it was, just a game of cat and mouse in many ways. But yeah, like it just seems like Cork don't really have a plan B. And I feel like when you play Louth, when you play, sides who you feel like you should be beaten, or at least similar quality to yourselves, you don't really seem to put the foot on the gas, and that does seem to be the big problem with Cork.
It's a huge problem, and the thing is, well, what separates Louth and Cork? Louth are able to adapt. That's the thing. They're able to beat smaller sides in and around them by comfortable margins. Like Louth performed well nearly in every game. Let's not forget, in match day 1 against Armagh, they were 4 points to 0 up after 20 minutes. They were 8 points to 4 up midway through the second half. This wasn't going to be an easy game. And I just feel like it started well for Cork. Like Brian Hurley got a black card after 5 minutes, and I'm thinking, oh God, here we go again. But in fairness to the Cork players, we're 5 points to 2 up, but the goals killed us, and it's avoidable goals. And they were similar enough to those who didn't watch the game or weren't at RD yesterday. It was very similar to what happened against Meath in match day 1 last year, where we could see the easy goals, players running through in straight lines, and it was just really, really bad at times. We have players that can't tackle. We have players that, aren't shooting properly, that don't have the braveness to take the shot on. We don't have players that use their brain. That's the thing with these Cork. I don't know, like, how are we going to fix this? I know we fixed it soon enough after the Kildare game last year, to be fair. But I can't see us fixing it against a Cavan team that is well set up, in fairness. And again, Cork will be favoured going into that game, huge favourites, because of the players that we have, because of Cavan losing those of Garrod McKieran and Conor Moyne, all them players. But if we play the same way as we did yesterday, we're going to lose. It's as simple as that. And I just feel it's poor. It's really boring to watch as well. I don't know. I'll put this to you, lads. If Dublin were to get up to the 45-metre line and turn around and hand pass the ball instead of shooting on sight, what would you think?
That's what we did in 2021.
Yeah.
And we got caught by Mayo. What it leads to is that when you have your purple patch, you achieve nothing in your purple patch. Because I remember the 2021 semi-final against Mayo, I remember we dominated for 50 minutes and we were only 4 points ahead. And within the space of 5 minutes, Mayo had pulled us back to level scores. So, like, that tends to be the way and it's a great point that Aaron made. Cork are set up really, really well to beat Roscommon, to beat Mayo, to go toe-to-toe with Kerry. But when it's on Cork to, take a game by the scruff of the neck and really go for a team's throat, who are happy to sit back and let Cork come on to them a bit, Cork don't know how to go about that. Yeah. Like, they've so many lads in the team that are great athletes and great at running with the ball and great at, hustling and everything like that. But the minute they get to the half, forward line, they get really confused as to what to do. And, they turn to look, and you're thinking there, surely that's the game for a David Buckley who was taken out. Surely that's the game for a Cathal O'Mahony, for, a Blake Murphy, to put in the lads that are, supremely talented, that they aren't just workhorses.
Yeah.
That like Cork need to have, it's not one size fits all. That's kind of the point I'd be saying.
That's it, actually, and I'll go on to that, but that's a very good point, Seamus, because we brought on David Buckley and we brought on Bate Murphy with 5 minutes to go in the game. What's the point? If you have them on the panel, guys that are well able to go for goals, that are well enthusiastic lads, what's the point in having them on the panel if you're going to bring them on late? And I do get your point as well on having too much workhorses, and I think the players that fit that description, the half-hour line in particular, Brian O'Driscoll, Owen McSweeney, Rory Dean, Brian Hurley to a certain extent, and we're not bringing these young players. To be fair, Colin O'Mahony is injured for the league, and I do think he's a big loss. Who else the big loss actually is Conor Corbett. I know he didn't score the Cup final against Kerry, but what he does do is create. And what he does do is make selfless runs. And he would have been a different dimension for that Louth defence yesterday. But the fact he wasn't there, and it was the same lads that were there, it was just really, really poor as well. A few of the older lads on the team, I think some of their times are up in it. Ian Maguire's been brilliant over the last few seasons for Cork, but I just feel he looked a bit leggy in midfield yesterday. Brian Hurley, even dropping a few short frees, missing a few easy frees. Sherlock, to be fair to him, tried his best when he came on, but didn't offer much. Like, do we need Micheál Martin back, setting it, rather than going for Patrick Dawes so quickly? I think that's probably the main aim. I know Patrick Dawes doing well, to be fair to him, but that playing around at the back has to stop against teams like Louth, against Cavan. And I think we need a very good fullback as well. I think Tommy Walsh needs to be moved up to the corner. I think Rory Maguire needs to start in these games. Sean Meehan needs to make himself counted. Like, Luke Fahey, to be fair to him, is coming back from an injury. Matty Taylor did his best yesterday, as he always does. But it just wasn't enough. And I just feel, and I take James' fan, we need more enthusiastic young players, the likes of Buckley, the likes of Blake Murphy, the likes of Conor Corbett if he's fit, the likes of Colin Manny when he's fit for the championship, to buzz around that team. Chris O'Jones, we need to give him more of the ball. He's the informed forward that we have. We need to feed him with the ball because he's the only guy that's not afraid to take a shot on. The rest of them are just afraid to take a shot on. And we need to improve on so many aspects before the Cavan game. Do I think we could do that? It depends on the attitude of the players, really. And I'm not sure will that happen in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, Louth GA fan says here, Louth played poorly yesterday and Cork still lost. There is more to Louth than Sam. Yes, he is the captain, but we have a team to get into Division 1. We are not overachieving or playing above ourselves. Louth have players still to come back, especially Kieran Byrne, Dan Corcoran, Noel Sharkey, Dara McConnon. Louth will be around for the next few years. We are here because of the players we have. And yeah, look, it definitely is an excellent point. And I suppose, Seamus, like a lot of people, looked at Louth as a side who could be in a relegation battle, a team that maybe could struggle. A lot of people weren't really sure about Jerry Brennan's appointment, but look, he's come in and he's done very well for Louth so far. They were probably very unlucky not to beat Armagh, especially when you look at the amount of different scores that Louth were getting. It's fair to say, like, they are a very well established Division 2 side, and I suppose with Donegal and Armagh in this division, it might be tough for them to get promoted. But look, they were third last year, so no reason why they can't be thereabouts again this year.
Yeah, and it's been a great start for Jerry Brennan. It's a great comment in there from the Louth fan. It's one of those things that, like, they could have got something out of the Armagh game. They did, get the victory against Cork. It's just one of those things of why people didn't really necessarily believe that they could carry this on was because we've seen teams, get back-to-back promotions and then fall really quickly as well. Like Limerick are the team that Louth beat in that Division 3 final. Limerick got relegated from Division 2 in the same year, and they've started off the Division 3 campaign with back-to-back defeats. That's kind of what usually happens to teams that, get a manager in who galvanizes a group of players. Like Mickey Hart is a manager from all accounts that would make his players want to run through brick walls for him. And when that manager cultivates that group, us against the world type energy, and they achieve a lot in a very short space of time, once that manager goes, it kind of tends to fall a bit. Like Donegal, when they lost Jim McGuinness, weren't really All-Ireland contenders for the next couple of seasons. Like there's other examples of when a really, really charismatic, influential manager goes, it is hard to maintain that level. But that level of performance, sorry. But one thing that we completely overlooked was the way in which Mickey Hart actually departed might have given Louth all of the motivation that they needed. Because you remember Louth GAA's Twitter account was the one that announced that Mickey Hart had left. Like they were really annoyed and, very, very upset by the way that Mickey had left. And Ger Brennan coming in, it would have been very easy to stir up those emotions and think everyone's writing you off. They think you're crap. They think you're useless. They think the only reason that you're up was because of Mickey Hart. Let's go out and prove them wrong. They've started well when it comes to proving people wrong. And I do think that they actually will be safe now.